Lord, I want my life to be a self-serving life to your rules of love, not rules of law. I must obey the love of you first, and second, the laws of the land. Let it be clear what you're saying to your servant, Lord, not a mixture of me and you. Yes, you have given me individuality to serve in my unique way I was created, but still, the skills and personal understanding must be used for your kingdom. Help me, dear Lord, to walk in accordance to your dictates, and so that I can do the highest work I'm capable of, and even beyond my capabilities, entering into your capable hands and your abilities for me. Men try, I believe, to add to your word you have given them by adding dates you did not say and words you did not say. We love to add to your word as if we could add something you missed, but you don't miss anything. Our words just water down often the word you had. Help me, Lord, to leave cut off at the point, at the end of your word clearly in that, and then if I want and make it clear that now I'm speaking my words, then I could say something. Opinions may happen. Your word always happens, but in your time, not ours. Quantity will contain in it quality. Great writers, great movies, great anything comes out of often great quantity most of the time. So to have odds in our favor, err on the side of quantity. You don't likely get something going viral but by first applying quantity to it. I should say that you need to apply quantity to hit that quality, to hit that viral thing, because you just don't know what works till you apply it. It goes with everything in life. And what was once a viral thing comes to nothing. So constant innovation is required to stay on the top of anything. A lot of things we learn are wrong, but under the rule of quality, we find some rare gems in there. The enemy of all success is no innovation for a period of time, and then what you are doing is in rot. Just movement with no thought behind it. God doesn't like that kind of worship either. Repetition without a heart behind it. Just go home, I think he says, if you're going to do that. Come back when you're ready to worship. When we just go through the motions mindlessly, we need to either revive our approach to what we are doing or move on to new things that will just create us, get our creative juices moving, our worship moving again in our work and in our worship. Let your intuition guide you. Let God speak to you and learn to recognize his voice. God probably speaks to most people through their sleep and subconscious mind, then directs them, and also through doing things he can guide our hands if we are not moving. But if we don't move, what then can he guide? There's nothing to guide. Thinking of a solution does not test the solution. So thinking alone without application is just an exercise in frustration because you will never know if it was a good idea. We occasionally see something down the line and do what we thought was a great success and say, I already thought of that. But then after, the thought turns more into regret because we just thought about what we could have done. We didn't try verification. Empty words and thoughts that fall to the ground because of no application is what happens to them. Doers rule the world. Thinkers without application rule very little. Time can lose things, but time can also find things. There is much more to find than what's been lost. There are evil things that have happened, but there are much greater godly things and good things that are coming, even at the door. There is a heaven and a hell, but a heaven is a much greater place. One day, all hell will be swallowed up. Doing good things should favor your time by at least 51%. And just studying is not doing. It's getting yourself ready to do greater things than you think, but most study, at least in my life, just ends up eating precious time. Don't confuse the two. Thinking, planning, and then doing. Correct direction through doing, but thinking in itself is just words. You writing words is good because it helps clarify and give you more ammo, but if you never publish the words, you never shoot the gun, you never go to the doing that you had in mind, is lost. All life that was filled with potential but never used, not a shot was fired. What a waste. But the good news is today you can catch up on doing and test all your studies. Thinking is not testing by itself. It's just another dream if you're just thinking that will not be fulfilled because you didn't test the dream, apply the dream to see if it had real substance. Grinding on and on in the same direction without evaluating is also a waste. You can just look at your last week or month or year or years and see, did they amount to nothing because you never applied what you studied? And some don't study at all. They just give up even studying. What a mess. But again, the answer is in doing, even if it's a failure, it doesn't matter. Start doing and everything changes because at least you have the satisfaction that you ran it up the flagpole. What's worse than you do nothing person are the ones that trained to do a work but never applied the work. At least the doing nothing guy never lost anything because he never studied to do anything. But the answer is in saying, I will speed up at least half of my time. I will spend at least half of my time doing rather than just planning and thinking. Just writing but never publishing is a worthless exercise in most cases. When you publish now, your words are tested by men, good and bad ones. But whatever happens, you will learn whether you need to change your course, if you're on the right track. You can see what the majority is voting, but the vote from God and godly men is the important vote. The naysayers will always be that way. You're looking for the opinion of the righteous. God and the righteous men are at least as close as you can become like them. There is an unforgiving world, so we need to have tough skin. If we are to handle if we get handled with kid gloves by those who could help us, do you think that helps us? No. When you're thrown out in the world will eat you alive. and as criticism comes, you need to have a solution. And if you're going to criticize, you need a solution. Critics are a dime a dozen. They don't have any answers. They just have criticism. If you don't have a better answer than what people are trying to bring into the world, then shut up. But if you have an answer, a better idea, then give it. Give it out. Let the people receive it, evaluate it. Trust the world, but verify.